Alright, we're a little bit cleaned up here. We are going to fire from the second Russian BMP. He's going to fire his cornet. Hasn't moved. I guess it could intense fire. I'm not sure about all that. I'm not worried about that though. At the only BMP by the Turkmenistan forces that are left at the presidential palace. So let's go ahead and get us our 6 dice here. -1 for being in an improved position, and I think his shield's just a 1. Yeah, so we'll -2 dice off of that. His technology is better. The old technology of the Rusky is red. His is black, so we'll improve that by 1. And is the Russian going to counterfire? Yes, he is going to counterfire, so we'll make that 2 dice. Or rather, the Islamic forces are going to counterfire. Oh, you know what? We learned our lesson last time, that's right. So let's go ahead and put that die back. We're not going to counterfire. Oh, let me see. But the other one was hurt. He was hurt a little bit more. So, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? You know what? He's in improved position, so that would give him a... No, that don't give him a dice claw higher. Dunes, road, everything else. Alright. I don't think he's going to counterfire because it's not worth it. I don't think we, add up. By the time we're done with all the modifiers, he can't get any hits, so he can't retreat. He's going to stay there and fight it out. Last cornet, firing his guided missile. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So it goes from green to yellow's 1, blue's 2. Flip him over to hit is 3. Eliminate him as 4. So the presidential palace area has been vacated. I'm going to add these units here to the mix. The Russian forces are ahead and the units eliminated. Make sure we ain't got none over here in our unit pile. Oh, okay, so we go. Well, 3 versus 1. And the presidential palace area has been vacated. But unlike most games, there ain't no real advance after combat, so vacated it stays. Okay, but we do have us a couple units here that can move. So I believe my next move would be, well, that's what we got this unit here for. Outfire, and he's got a 2-hex range. So the Russian player will proclaim that he is going to move this unit here. 1 hex. He's got a 2-hex range, 1, 2, he can't do nothing. He'll move him here. And this unit, oh, does he have line of sight? Alright, we'll give it to him. We'll give line of sight to him. So he will outfire, putting an end to that Russian unit's turn. He can't fire, move, or do anything else. That pretty well just knocks him out. So we'll put him with a green, indicating his move's over. And he's going to fire with. And he ain't really firing to do anything, just stop him in his tracks before they get to their presidential palace. So he'll be firing with 2, -1. Oh, black versus black on the old lightning bolt technology. I think that's going to be it. My 2 fire is orange versus his shield, so it'll be 1 strike versus 1 hit. And like I said, it looks like I'm only rolling with 1 die. So he is in cover. So let's look at that there. Cultivated. Offensive die quality for an infantry is -1, so that goes him to green. So rolling 1 green die against infantry, a platoon versus platoon at maximum range. And he gets nothing, but it does stop the infantry from moving, and it does give the Almasaur forces marker signifying he's done. Now the other units can go ahead and just pretty well walk in because there's nobody else to fire at them. So then this unit here with no marker on him will do exactly that. Go 1, 2, and he is taking control of the presidential palace. Give him a move marker. Does he want to fire at anybody? Because he knows the firing is coming in, and he can fire, but it might not be worth much. See if anybody else can fire with him. Nope, that's it. Everybody else has been taken up. Oh, firing 3 dice. He's got a golden shield, though. He can't do it against that tank, and he might not be there long. Oh, what do I want to do? I'll fire anyway. Why not? How many did he move? 1, 2. He can move here and get rid of that logistic marker. He'll stay at the presidential palace, I guess. Firing 3 dice at one of these Al-Masur infantries. -1 for his shield. Oh, I moved and fired more than half my half -1. Al-Masur guy is in cover, so we'll make that one of these here. And roll with 2 dice. Al-Masur guy, what's he want to do? Do you want to give him any better die qualifiers? No, I don't think he does. He don't want to retreat or counter fire. So, firing again. And he incurs 1 hit, so that helps. And it does not do any collateral damage. So that's good. That's good firing. Which one did I want to fire at? I'll fire at this, I'll fire at this one that's already been hit. So, I call the top one, so we'll go ahead and call the top one. I know that one got hit. So, he's going from here to pinned. Better to, I guess, pin the full strength unit. And, my guy's been fired upon. Alright, well, that's a change of the situation. Pro-Russian forces or Russian forces just captured the presidential palace, moving on to the parliament. And I got to come down here to the Ministry of Defense. That's where that improved position is. So that is that. Good game. I love these dice roll modifiers and everything else. What I'm seeing here is it just depends on whoever comes up next. I don't know if the Islamic forces have any more chits, so it might be all pro-Russian, but we can't find out here really quick. I'm out of time, but I got enough time for another die or another chip pull, so let's go ahead and get over here and see who it is. It is Shadia, and that is my armored forces. Alright, so the Islamic forces are back at it, and they got their armor coming on up. That's all these armor boys right here. Whoop, be back. Sorry about that. Had to entertain company there for a little bit. But anyway, we are back, and it is the Shadia forces turn, and we're going to go ahead and take away their markers. What did I do with their... Okay, here's their chit. Put their chit back here. Everybody's within initiative because it's well within movement range of each other. We'll take off these green markers. Get these boys ready to go. Oh, Al-Masur forces though in here, so don't have to do anything there. It's just the armor units that are activating. The armor is on the way, but I want to make sure. I want to see whether I should get defensive positions with this armor or get in on this fight and add some well needed. Oh, you know what? There's an Al-Masur unit there that I should have moved. It says armor artist, anti-aircraft, anti-infantry unit. That would have helped. So I totally missed that. That is not good. Huh. Alright. Anyway. See what I'm doing to my armor. I want to come out here and pick off some of these old boys out here. Or if I want to get in position to shoot at this incoming armor. One thing I would notice about all this armor here is I don't see any anti-armor missiles on them. So it's all pretty much gunfire. And these guys here are shaken. Might be time to come out and pick off some pock shots. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, something also. BMPs loaded with infantry, so not only if I nail these will I get a destroyed unit, but also the infantry inside. So we'll have to decide. What will I do with my armor? Be back. And I am having a great time with this Armageddon War. It's a great game. This is addicting. Whenever I get some free time, I want to come down here and make some moves. So having fun. Hope you are too watching it. We'll be back with some more strategy. Alright, got an important reminder. I just looked at this unit here. This is another one of those Shadida forces, so I'm going to take the green marker off him too. And that's important because he's got one of these Bastion missiles. So there's going to be a lot going on with this move. We'll have to see what's up. This could be a game changer. Do I get in position for a defense or launch me some offense? That missile has got an 8 hex range, but boy, I don't think he can go past here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's almost too good for words right there. Oh, I think I want to take that sucker right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He ain't moving. Guess that'll be my first launch of the Shadida forces. All right. Oh, 7 firepower is a 6. Now the thing that kills me is why have 7 on here if you can only use 6? That don't make no sense. But just max them out to 6. You say most dice you could use a 7. So, all right, the T-72B1 of the Russian Allied Turkmenistan forces has a shield of a 3. So we'll take 3 of these suckers off. All right. He's out in the open. No benefit there. Oh, technology-wise, it's the same. All technology's good. Oh. Retreat, he can't retreat. Counterfire, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he can't counterfire. So I believe that will be it. Do I want to intense fire? No. I'll fire with those 3 dice there. And because I'm firing at the pro-Russian forces out in the open, there's no urban areas, I ain't got to worry about collateral damage. So I believe that's it. Just take away his shields. Now it's a golden 7 against a golden shield, so each strike is a hit. Looking to do some damage at a long range with this Bastion missile. Here we go. 3 hits. So I'll make him pinned, shaken, and suffer some casualties. So he is down. And my missile is fired. Alright, you can see these modifiers. I'm pretty sure I got them all right, but like I said, I'll probably miss them every time I watch this video. I think I see something I missed, but we're all having fun. Having fun playing the game, that's all that counts. Now what I need to do, and I don't know why, and it is in the book, but just on different pages, but I need to just go down on a certain list and just check off all my modifiers and stuff. That's really what I need to do now before I go any further, and I've been wanting to do that, but I think we got it all right. We don't need to do it right now. Just a minute. All right, that's him. Shadida, whatever forces. That's Almasaur. So this boy here is ready to go. Let me see what else my armor wants to do, and we will be right back. But so far, we got us a nice little shot there. All right, maybe I should have taken more of a shot on these guys here. This armor with these cornets. Or it was with the infantry at close combat. My real concern. I do believe we'll have some close combat with some of these battles coming up. So I've yet to have a close combat in any of my videos. I'm pretty sure we might have one of these with all these infantry flying around here. So we're back. Gotta see what I want to do with the rest of my armor down here. Be back. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move my, what we got there? The old T-55. Whoa, check that sucker out. Okay, well, anyway. He's going to move. He's moving to the corner up here and firing at this pinned BMP with the cornet. So that's the main reason. You want to get rid of those cornets. He's going to start off with 4 dice. The BMP has got a 1 shield. Alright. The old T-55 is a green lightning bolt versus a black. So it'll be a 1 die less. Okay. Also, old boy's moving. So it'll be another die less. But he's shooting at half range. So that'll be a die qualifier more, so we're back up this way. Oh, that's about it. I have to decide if this old guy, he can't retreat because he's not in any good cover. You want to counter fire though. And make that all black dice and risk collateral damage. Oh, I think he'll just take it. That's going to be it. So the old T-55 shooting with 2 blacks. Shoot with a gold 4 versus a gold shield. Each strike is a hit. You got 1, 2 hits. So they go for blue, and then he's already reduced 1. That takes care of that BMP. So you only put 1 wreck marker on there, I guess. I don't think you have to put 2. So another Russian unit eliminated by the radical forces. That's another BMP. So the old T-55 doing its job. Coming up on the edge. Exposing himself. He is exposed, so we'll see what's up. Okay. Got more tanks here. Gotta do some more damage. Gotta figure out who we want to take out. If we look at the board here, all these units, though lethal, you kind of want to get rid of these guys with the missiles. Missiles are deadly. They're one fire and forget weapon. So if I can, I think I'm going to bring these guys up to the edge and try to squeeze off some shots. Try to get those cornets taken care of. And hopefully not get a response, especially from these armadas. But that's what we're going to do. Show you what happens when we're back. Okay, we are back for the next tank's movement. It's going to be this T-55. Going to go on this other same hex to get within range of this cornet mounted on a BMP. That'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4 hex shot. We will get my 4 hexes locked and loaded, or my 4 dice locked and loaded. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. He has a 1 over here. I'll go back to zoom out this way. Alright. What else we got going on there? 4 green versus a red. Not good on that one. So that will be a 2 qualifier down. Oh, let me see. 1, 2. Huh. Did I do that on the last one? But it shortchanged you, old boy. Alright. So green fighting against red. That's 2 down. He can't retreat because he's not in cover. He can counterfire, but he'll incur a black die and civilian casualties. But I believe that's what this commander is going to want to do anyway. So let's give him a black die. He don't care about the casualties. He's definitely within range. So 2, 3, 4. So yeah. All right. So he's going to counterfire. That is what we got going on there. That unit did move and fire. So let's go ahead and give him a die qualifier down there. Alright. So that's what we're shooting at. And he's shooting back. Alright. Let's go ahead and roll. Oh, line of sight's good. Oh. Russian player incurred civilian casualties. That's his 2 shields. Oh, well, we're shooting out in the desert, so we're fine. Okay, so first of all, the ISIS player, or the Turkmenistan player, nailed 2 hits on this BMP, so that'll give him a pinned, shaken. How many hits he gave him? 2, so that's it. Pinned and shaken. Alright. Let's go back and see his hits, though. His hits can be 4 maximum. He incurred 2. Oh. Minus my defense value, which is 3. So he can't counterfire. My defense factor is 3, so he's down to no counterfire hits, which is good for the radical Muslim player. Alright. Putting these green markers underneath him to signify he has been fired. And that cornet ain't going nowhere for a while. It ain't going to be fired for a while with that blue shaken marker on it. So this cornet here might be, though, but we're going to get ready to take care of him real quick. We're taking care of the long range or the killer missiles. Alright. Now what we're going to try to do with that missile is get him to go 1, 2, 3 of his 6 movements. And that'll put him within 1, 2, 3, 4 range. And this is a T-72. So he is firing with 5 black dice. He's moving. He moved more than half of his movement points. Let's just back here. Move, 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 move. Where are we at here? That's the wrong one. If you use at least half your but less all your movement, it takes a 2 dice qualifier. So 2 of these go down for movement. Well, let's start it on over. First things first. He's firing at the other cornet that's green. That's -1 die. 5 -1. Okay, he's moving. 2. Alright. Black versus a red. That's only 1. So we'll go down another 1. I think that's it. He's going to counterfire. He can't retreat because he's not in good cover. He's going to counterfire. I believe he is going to counterfire. Improves that 1. And we're good to go. We are good to go. Fired. Just 2 hits by the attacker. Nope, 1 by the defender. Alright, so first things first. Pinned, 2 shaken, 2 hits. Takes care of those cornets or those things for a while. He returns with a 1. He can maximize force, so it's 1. Minus my defense value is a 3, so that takes that counterfire away. You always got to remember that. I shouldn't have counterfired, so always remember that on the counterfire. Do your math first. That was a needless upgrade. Okay, but it takes care of that tank. Took care of those cornets. All my tanks are fired. I got 1 tank left. That's this old boy left out in the open. Is he going to want to do some payback? I guess he's within range. 1, 2, 3, 4. But nope, he's not. I think he better, yeah. I think he'd do like me. And how's that saying go in that video? I did like the dog did, and I took off running. Be back. All right. Well, he is going to do like the dog did, but he can't take that. He just too much of a chance here. He's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and fire at this little poor T-72 that's sitting there all shaken. He will shoot him with 5 dice, 5 big ones, -3. Oops, for the old T-72's armor. That hurts. I moved more than so I moved enough to give me all greens, and I think that's gonna be about it. Will he counterfire? No. Oh, 4. He's got 4 on there. -3 is 1. Okay, I'll give it a shot on this one. I'll counterfire. There we go. Shooting at the old, taking a little pock shot from the urban area to void it to down. 1 hit apiece. So that pretty well destroys him. Yep, he's gone. Give me another wrecked marker. And another unit for the Russian. Or no, well, this is Turkmenistan forces, that's right. Make sure I got my right ones over here. Almasor for the Russian. Almasor for the Russian. Shedidia for the Russian. Yeah, that's right. But this is pro-Russian, so Turkmenistan forces get that trophy. Okay, shooting back with 1. He's got 1 shield. Counterfire. Minus my defense value, which is 3, so yeah, that was ridiculous. No counterfire. Ain't gonna do no good. So there we go. The Shadida forces have shot back. It did some damage. Took care of those cornets, so no more anti-tank missile threat right now. Although the Shadida forces still have the old bastard sitting here ready to do some damage. It all depends on a chit draw. Who will be next? Let's find out. Alright. Looking at everything here, it's still tossed up. Infantry, though, might be the key. Alright, Tashida forces. And that represents the pro-Russians. I think they only got these BMPs, so that's pretty good on that one. Let me look and see. Yeah. Alright, so some boys with the BMPs are up. And they're going to head on up too. There's nobody can out fire, so they're pretty well good to move. All these forces got markers on them, so they are needed here at the old Ministry of Defense. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what this whole group here's orders are going to be. Well, these guys deal with it up there. I mean, well, it lend a little bit of a hand, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And, wow. I'll think about this. Be right back. Alright, well, I just went ahead and moved these guys on up as far as I could and still have enough movement points to unload the infantry, so that's what we went ahead and do. They're on foot from here. I was going to maybe try to get them closer, but, you know, why'd lose them? They're on foot. These units can cover. I got the cover from all these Armada tanks. It's quite a nice force right here with these 4 platoons. Although, like I said, some of them are shaken from that intensive fire. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and unlimber those guys there. They got a nice little walk ahead of them, but they're going to be covered. And anybody in their right mind won't stick their necks out on these edge hexes with all these tanks here. We'll see how it goes. So that was the Salah forces turn. We're ready for another chit draw. We're getting down there. There's all kinds of chits down here. I think there's like 2 I feel in here. So let's see who is up next in this game. Logistic marker over here. It's being threatened by the Russian player. That Russian player at the Presidential Palace was going to move next to it and eliminate it, but I figured he needs to get that Presidential Palace as a top priority, so see how long they can hang on to it. The next chit draw will be the Shadadia forces, which are the armor. So the armor's got the initiative. Okay, this is impulse number 9. It's okay, so we haven't gone to 10 yet, I hope. So Shadadia forces. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take off the marker here. These aren't Shadadias. This is Shadadia here. Shadadia here. All Shadadias with these nice fresh units ready to fire. Would not like that nice initiative. This is Bastion Shadadia, yes. The Bastion missile is Shadadia. There we go. We need that Almasur, though. We need that anti-aircraft, anti-infantry unit to really do some damage. So, all right. Here we are. Armors move. Armors move again. And we got a Bastion missile locked and loaded, ready to go. Followed by some more tanks out here on the edge, ready to refire. They got a good rate of fire. They're ready to go, locked and loaded. Their units were definitely well trained. We got this boy down here ready to go too, so we'll see what happens. Could be a turning point in the game. Every chit draw is. I say that every chit draw, and it's all important. That's what makes this game so fun. We'll be back. All right, we gotta get this everything straightened out here. Nothing like being anal when it comes time for your dice. So I like to get everything all set, ready for the next round of combat. Here we go. Dice ready, dice ready. This is called table maintenance. You got your rect markers, all your other markers. You got to get everything ready to go. In between acts, got to clean up the stage. So that's what I do when I press the old pause button. I tell you guys I'll be back. I do a lot of stuff in here. Like I said, a lot of times it's usually days, if not maybe a week before episodes. So we'll be fixing stuff on up. All right, get that thing ready to go. Get these over here, so all I can do is grab these ready to go. Keep track of my markers. You can see all this. It's a tied game. 3 each, although when it comes to value, the Russians have got BMP, and a T-62M. The Turkmenistan forces got a T-72 B1 and a couple of BMPs. So I guess in place of value, we'll put them with, let me see, value on up. Top tank here, top tank there. So I would say the Turkmenistan forces got a little bit more value on their trophies. All right, we're up for the next chit draw, and it is the Shadadia forces. Okay, like I said, let me look it over. I might be back at this today. Maybe I'll come back at it tomorrow. No, I'm going to go sit outside for a little bit. It's a beautiful night. Sometimes it's just too nice to be outside to be inside. But we will be back because I love this game. I'm curious to see how it goes. Boy, it'd be nice to take that Presidential Palace back. That might be the top priority. We'll be back. All right, we're back with some more of this great Armageddon War action. This Russian intervention scenario. This tank here is going to stay here. I'm not going to put any markers on him. He's going to be used for op fire. Anybody comes around, tries to move, he's going to take him out. Or try to take at least one of them out. I thought about bringing him back and getting him ready for house-to-house fighting, but I don't know how good that 5 attack factor is, especially being armor-piercing shells. I was thinking to myself, but the only thing these guys maybe might have wanted to add was an armor-piercing, high explosives, maybe even a smoke round on these tanks, but whatever. It's just what it is, what it is. Maybe you can make some in-house rules, but he's going to stay there for outfire instead of maybe moving back and assisting when it comes to the street fighting. he could take somebody out or slow somebody down. As a matter of fact, these guys all up here might do a little bit of op fire. We will see. But the first thing that's going to happen, first order of business, is to fire this Bastion missile at some of these. We got to get rid of the rest of these cornets. The only one he can see is the one directly in front of him here. So he's going to go ahead and fire with 6 dice. Let's see what we got here. It's a 7 fire, so we'll take the 6. This little boy here's got a -1 for his defense. We are firing with a black lightning bolt against the red, so we'll go ahead and increase that by 1 quality. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that red circle, or that red around the 8 means you don't get no bonuses for half range or anything like that. So the cornet cannot retreat. There's a BMP in cover that does not allow retreat. However, I think it can counterfire. And that will increase that die to all black. Oh, let's see what to do. Counterfire will incur civilian losses. You don't want to do that when it comes to victory points. He's got enough of that. So I guess we're just going to have to take it from that lethal Bastion missile. And that thing can't be fired when it's moving, so he's staying put. The old boy over here, though, he's already shaken. He can't take much more than 2 hits, and he's done for. So we'll see what happens on this one. Firing the old lethal Bastion. And like I said, these things explode above the tank, where its armor is its weakest. And the initial explosion ain't much, but it's what happens after the tank explodes with its ammunition. So 1, 2, 3 hits. Oh no, only 2 hits. Only 2 hits. So that'll be 1 for casualties and 2 eliminates them. So let's get us another wrecked marker and add another Russian trophy for the Turkmenistan side. And that'll be down here. He's got a heck of a bunch of BMPs, but the most important part of it is we're taking out these cornet missiles. So that is key for that long-range lethal attack. All right, we'll put our green marker underneath the old T-62 with the Bastion missile. And I think he's got a couple trophies under his belt. Okay, we'll see what the other ones want to do. These guys can fire, but they got missiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll start off with 4 dice. This might be a tough little shot here. But I think he might be damaged already. No, he's not. He's at full strength. He hasn't suffered any casualties, just shaken. He's got rattled a little bit by all the explosions. We will see here. Starting out with 4. He has a defensive 1. Alright. We have a green bolt versus a red, so it's -2. Black. Red, so that technology difference definitely makes a difference. Alright, what else are we doing here? He ain't moving or firing. Everything else is good. He can't retreat. Does he want to counterfire? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess he could. Making that black. But boy, there were some shields on the last one. Alright, well, this one guy I think is going to do it differently. And he is going to counterfire. Not worried about casualties, but all pissed off and just wanted to put some of the hurt back on the Turkmenistan forces. So that'll be that. And he is counterfiring, but I don't know if it's going to be worth a heck. You know what? That's right. I don't think those counterfires are worth a hoot. So let's go ahead and take this back, give him this, and he's just firing. Counterfire. 4 hits. That'll take him out. Alright. We need us some more direct markers. Battlefield getting littered with Russian Rexo. Alright. That's that. Let's give me a green marker for the tank. These tanks are taking out easy targets. They're just taking out BMPs, and they like they're taking out tanks, but they're racking them up. And more importantly, no more Cornet missiles. So the Turkmenistan force is piling up the units, and more importantly, the Russian player suffering all these collateral damage losses. Alright. Still got 1, 2, 3 more tanks to move. We'll be back. Alright, we're back with some more action. Debating on what I need to do here. I think with the rest of these tanks, I'm going to try to get the initiative and move. Here's what I'm thinking about doing. 1, grabbing the other tank. 2, 3. Close combat time, people. And this is a whole different animal here. So I gotta look at the rule book. I've done this once or twice, but not too many times, so I'll have to look and see what's up. But we are taking these tanks straight on into the old, I think that's the presidential palace, ain't it? Yeah, straight on the presidential palace grounds with 2 T-72 tanks, and the only thing defending it is a platoon of 6.96 rifle. And we're going straight on in. It'll be close combat, and there's certain rules for that. So we'll be back. All right, close combat for this presidential palace. We have to determine a lead unit. And let me look and see. I can see better on a zoom. There's a T-55 and a T-72. So the T-72 will be the lead unit for the Islamic forces, and is 6.96 is the only unit there. So we will go ahead and it says determine the type of combat. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip these over to make it random. And this is pretty well combat matrix markers. Tells you what kind of combat they want to do, and I'll show you here in a little bit. Okay, so the Islamic forces pick a push, and we'll see what kind of defense the Russian forces want to initiate. And the Russian forces are going to have a retreat, so it's the Islamics with a push and the Russian forces with a retreat. And that'll be a combat modifier. Alright, so we determined the leading unit. Now we'll determine the type of combat, which we just did, and adjust the firepower. Okay, as default, each side calculates as if they would for range combat. Alright, so it'd be a 5. And then you get a 1 die. There's 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1 dice for combined fire. Makes it 6. And you got a -1 for his defense. Okay. Adjust the firepower. As default, each side calculates the dice they would roll as for the range combat, which includes 1 dice for combined fire if there are 2 units on a side. Blah, blah, blah. You units on support weapon, use it, blah, blah, blah. There are a couple of major exceptions. First, infantry units have a minimum die roll of 1 no matter what. Okay. If the infantry is the lead unit against a vehicle lead defender in light urban terrain, the infantry gets a 1. Okay, this is important. If infantry is the lead unit against a vehicle lead defender, oh, wrong one, he's not a defender. If a vehicle is the lead unit against an infantry lead attacker, that don't make no sense. It's not the infantry it's attacking. In addition, infantry units are assumed to have the same shield type in this close combat, so apply to modifiers. The modifiers are push, versus a retreat. The attacker gets a 0 dice quality, but the defender gets 1. So the attacker gets 0 dice quality modifiers on this one. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Oh, Black Lightning Bolt versus a Black Lightning Bolt. No advantage there. Defender is in defendable terrain. That will be a 1 dice quality modifier. And I moved, so that'll be a 2 dice quality modifier for moving all my, or less than, what was that? I forgot how many he moved. He's got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess that could be 3. Alright. That's what we're going with. Now when the defender rolls his dice, because he gets to attack in the same manner, he gets a 1 die qualifier advantage for his chit that he pulled. Alright, well, so this is the Islamic forces against the Russian. Let me see here. Determine number of dice rolled. Apply close combat modifiers. Resolve combat administration. So let's go ahead and roll. And he gets 2 hits. Let me pause this and we'll be right back. Okay, so I applied 2 hits to the rifle platoon, and they're down to shaken. Now we'll go ahead and fire for them, which is a 3 dice. Alright. Now you're minus 3 dice for his defense, which will be, you got to keep him 1 dice. 1 dice for sure. So you'll at least have 1 dice. There, blah, 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 blah. Second infantry, blah, blah, blah. Line fire 2 units, a lead unit, blah, blah, blah. Infantry units have a minimum 1 die, regardless of defense value of the enemy unit. Second, the infantry is a lead unit against a vehicle. Lead defender in light urban terrain. The infantry gets a 1 or 2. Oh, he gets 1 more dice. So, let me read that to you first. Infantry have a minimum of die roll of 1, not 0 dice, regardless of the defense value of the enemy lead unit, because of close combat, I guess. Second, the infantry is the lead unit against a vehicle lead defender, which is going on here, because he's attacking them. In light urban terrain, the infantry gets a +1 die number, so it makes it to 2. Alright. He's not moving, and he don't get a terrain benefit. So this is what the defender is rolling with. Oh, attacker picked a push, defender retreat. The defender gets a 1 die qualifier more. So there you go. We're ready. This will be the infantry's die roll, and 1 strike equals 1 hit when you're close combat. Ooh, we got nothing. So that'll take it. That'll be good for the old. Alright, now we got to determine what happens. Push. You're trying to evict the enemy from the hex. If you do more hits than you take, which they just did, the enemy must retreat if possible. Alright, so we just vacated them. Alright, retreat back to this hex here, I guess. Well, yeah, just retreat back here. I'll read about that here in a second, but the Islamic player just retook the presidential palace in close combat and suffered no significant casualties in doing so. Alright, just push that little rifle platoon out of there. Now we're back to in control. That was a great move for the Islamic player. Alright, retreat. Your general automatically ceding control of the hex to the enemy, so he went ahead and retreated anyway. Alright. Apply damage, and then check top of combat to see who leaves the hex and who gets to stay. A defender retreating has to obey stacking limits. Within that, must retreat to one of the 3 hexes away from the attack, and it's possible to a hex with a defensive terrain. Okay. For at least one of the units retreating. A retreating attacker usually goes back to where he came from, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, defensive terrain then. He won't go out in the open. He'll retreat back this way in some cultivated cover, which provides cover for infantry on die modifiers. So he's retreating back into cultivated, and he's shaking. So there you go. That'll be it for the Shedidia Turkmenistan forces. Like I said, I got 1 unit here. He's going to outfire. I wanted to have more outfires, but we got rid of those Cornet missiles. And all these other Russian units are... this guy appears pinned and taking casualties. Pinned and taking casualties. They're too busy taking care of their wounded. And they are pinned from fire. This other Russian infantry unit's pretty well shaken, so I only got 1 Russian unit that is anywhere near fighting condition or fighting ability. So it looks to me like that Russian assault on a presidential palace has been pretty well repulsed. Now we gotta see what goes on down here. That was a good counterattack. But the key thing is going to be getting this unit. I didn't move that unit last time. I don't know if that'll represent bad communications. We could say that, but he didn't move. I didn't realize his marker. He had another unit on top of him, so that kind of really things could have been worse for the Russian player. We need to get the old Al Mansour shit pulled again to move this anti-aircraft, anti-infantry unit. All right, logistic marker's still there. We'll go ahead and pull, see what goes on for the last chit pulled. It'll be turn number 10, and it is the Russian. And it is that, we'll go ahead and read it this way. I can always see better with the screen. Serduy, let me see, Serdoyakov platoons. Or rather, the Serdoyakov formations. Putting him over here on the 10 marker. He'll be the last one on the board. We'll pick everybody else up. But he is the Armadas. Alright, the Armadas are coming back into the fight. We'll go ahead and take him down 1. So ready. These guys here only come down 1 because there's no logistic marker and they are not in defensive cover. So not all the Armadas are still paying the price for that intense fire. It's the only thing bad about that intense fire, people. It will knock your tank out of commission for a while. He comes back. He goes to pinned. Pin marker is hard to come by. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'll get you on here so you can see what's going on. Okay, here's my Armadas. I got 2 of them out of the 4 that are going to be ready to go. Alright, you can see these guys are unloaded. But when they do move, well, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got a 9, so they outranged the poor old T-72. A Russian tank firing at a Russian tank. We'll see how it does. We will be back. A little bit of maintenance time. Be back.